Hey, deal makers, welcome to the show where it's all about financial freedom with real estate. Let's do this. So today we're diving into part 2 of the Freedom Accelerator series, a special 3-part series where I'll be covering the 3 things to leverage to do bigger deals faster. And last time we talked about the right system, following the right system, not to reinvent the wheel, but to follow something that's been proven for people from all walks of life in different markets, and just following that thing versus making things up from scratch, learning on the job, and making a bunch of mistakes. Today, we're going to be talking about Freedom Accelerator number 2, which is to get the right support. The kind of people you need around you to be successful. Who are those people? Who needs to be on that team? What to look for? And this is really what's critical. If you want to do a bigger deal faster, you need the right support. Now, before we get to that, I do want to shout out a deal maker, Masha Klapanova, one of our deal makers. She joined our program, and in 5.5 months, she closed her first multifamily deal, a 50-unit property in Florida. She has a background in residential real estate, and she just needed a faster vehicle to build wealth. She checked out a bunch of programs, ended up joining us, gained confidence, knowledge, connected with other investors, found a partner, and then landed actually a seller financing to close her first deal in just 30 days of finding it, which is awesome. So congratulations to Masha. If you want to explore working with us, if you're tired of the grind of single-family house real estate investing, of flipping and rentals, then explore working with us. Go to themichaelblanc.com/call, themichaelblanc.com/call, have a short conversation and see if working with us might serve you as well and scale your real estate investing portfolio. Now, back to Freedom Accelerator number 2, which is to get the right support. Most new investors don't do this. They don't build the right support around them up front, and as a result, they struggle with getting a deal done. They make mistakes and ultimately quit. Again, I am the example of what not to do. I'm the crash test dummy of financial freedom with real estate, and so I'll tell you what I did so you can basically not do that. And then, of course, I'll share with you how to do it right in a much faster way than I have. I'm just giving you all these painful stories. Now I know whether we're good. All this pain and suffering I endured for this time, now I know it's good because now you can benefit from it. So when I bought my first 12-unit building, I did so basically on my own. Why? Because I had flipped 2-3 dozen houses at the time. I am the real estate investing man. And I got this from a wholesaler I was buying houses from. And it was, it was pretty scary. But I felt like I could do it. I had taken a commercial real estate investing class in 2006, right before the recession. I actually called on brokers for 6 months. That's when I developed first a syndicated deal analyzer because analyzing these deals was so tedious. Anyway, I put all that stuff on hold to do something more important, which was to lose all my money in the restaurant business. Time for another story. But in 2011, one of my wholesalers brought me this property, and I just went ahead and looked at it and went, take a swing at it. What can go wrong? Well, a lot could go wrong with this deal. And fundamentally, if I were to boil it down, it's because I didn't have someone more experienced on my side, looking over my shoulder. The first thing that this person would have done, had it been me talking to my younger self, I would have said, Michael, don't buy in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. has very pro-tenant laws, like New York and California, which is very nice for the tenant, but it's really not good for the landlord. It's very difficult to evict tenants in the district. It's very easy for the tenant to sue you. When you sell a building in a district, there's this gigantic process you have to go through, and if you screw it up, the district might in fact sue you. And and if you make money, by the way, there's what's called a franchise tax. Didn't know any of those things, right? I would have told my younger self, don't buy in D.C. Maybe stick with Maryland. Okay, yes, you got to worry about the lead paint laws, but at least you're not dealing with these kinds of problems. So that's number one. Then I failed to do proper due diligence on this. I would have discovered that we had a professional tenant in there. Professional tenants are people who don't pay the rent, which is easy to find if you look at the rent roll. Well, my gosh, look at this one tenant hasn't paid rent, and my gosh, hasn't been rent for 2 years. What's going on there? Well, I don't know. Maybe I would have told my younger self maybe to check the legal dockets, right, in the district court. And I would have realized that this tenant had been suing the previous owner for years. And of course, he would do the same thing for me. Didn't do that either. Number 3, I put the wrong property management company in there. I put a traditional property manager in there. Didn't really know how to deal with Section 8 properties like this one. Didn't know how to deal with the housing authority, inspectors, and certainly not with this professional tenant. This went on for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. I'm getting sued. I'm in court. I'm getting fined. I'm biting my nails. I'm literally running out of over half of my construction budget. Almost all of it was used to basically fight this problem. freedom. And I didn't know how to deal with it until one day I was like, my gosh, I think maybe I need to find the right property manager in there. And that's when I fired and replaced him. And within 90 days, the tenant was out and the property calmed down finally. And it started sending me mailbox money, right? That's when the light bulb went off. And I was like, Michael, you big idiot, maybe you should stop flipping houses, which of course is not passive and a lot of work, and buy more of these buildings, because now I knew, I'm reflecting on the fact that more went wrong in my first deal than everything combined since I got started since then. Like, it's amazing how many things went wrong, and really because I was too arrogant to bring someone on and look over my shoulder. So now we get to the lesson of what to do right, because if you study the people who actually do larger deals faster, they follow the proven system and they get the right support. And there's really four versions of this right support, four people you need on your team. And number one is your spouse. Number two is a community of like-minded people around you. Number three is an accountability partner or a coach to keep you on track. And then number four is actually an experienced mentor advisor. So however you do it, you got to check off those four boxes under the right support Freedom Accelerator to do bigger deals faster. Let's start with the first one, getting your spouse and family on board. This is very, very important. I just observed that there are some primary breadwinners who get into this business, and let's just pick on the male because it's 82% times it's the man who's out primary breadwinner. And either way, we have lots of women who are successful, but I have to use it, makes it easier for me to talk about. So I'm going to talk about he and she here. Okay, I just find when he kind of bowls ahead here and decides to do this without his wife's support and without his kids knowing any of this stuff, things don't go well because he's not getting the support. In fact, he's getting resistance on what the crazy husband is doing, and it doesn't end very well. Versus people who get their spouse and their families on board. It's very important because what you're doing, this journey to financial freedom, it's a meaningful thing to do. It actually doesn't just change your life. It's not like you're just going to the gym looking good for yourself in the mirror. No, it's actually benefiting your entire family. So why not put them on the same page as you? Why not say, hey, this can't go on. Like, I can't work like this for another 10 or 20 years. Like, I'm burning out here. I'm not fulfilled. I can't spend enough time with you guys. I'm not traveling with you. I can't see you play sports. And I want to change this. I want to do all those things. I want to spend more time with you because my relationships are suffering. My health is suffering. And so getting this out to your family as a problem to be solved together is absolutely critical. And you say, but I have the solution. It's called financial freedom with real estate. I'm going to stop doing my house flips and my rental property, as good as they are. We need to scale this thing faster. We're going to get into apartment buildings. I don't have everything figured out right now, but I need you guys on board and your support because I need to carve out 5 or 10 hours per week on my already busy schedule, and maybe the family has to come in and actually do some things and help me free up some time. Should you watch less Netflix and play less video games? Yes, of course, all those things, but it really, really helps to have your family's support. So that's part of that right support is getting your family on the same page as you. And number two is joining a community of like-minded entrepreneurs. Because you go home to your friends, family, neighbors, coworkers, and say, hey, I'm so excited. I went to this seminar, went to this webinar, went to this event, and I'm going to buy myself a $4 million apartment building. And they're going to go, huh, are you now? Well, that sounds crazy. In fact, you sound kind of crazy right now. And you're like, oh my gosh, I had a pretty good plan here. And the problem with that is if you hear that too often, you're going to start believing it. And that's a problem. And instead, what you want to do is you want to get a room with a bunch of crazy people. This is really why we created the Dealmaker Mastermind. It's our online community of over 600 people, a bunch of crazy people who all want to do the same crazy thing you do. Get into apartment buildings and scale. So to become financial freedom, free and build generational wealth, you need that community because you're actually not crazy. But if you're surrounded by people who think you're crazy, you might actually start to believe that. So it's a really big problem. Also, that community can really help support yourselves. Imagine being in a mastermind group with 5, 6 other people who are doing what you're doing. You're meeting every other week or every month or so, and you're holding each other accountable. You're commiserating. You're supporting each other. Absolutely critical to join that community. Number 3 is to have an accountability partner or coach. And this could be a paid or unpaid person. It could be your spouse. It could be a friend. It's really someone that keeps you on track. And this person doesn't have to know necessarily how to do real estate investing, even apartment buildings, but they do have to hold you accountable. They have to be able to tell you, hey, you committed to doing this one thing and you didn't. What are you going to do about it? There has to be that level of respect. And then you, that person, really needs to make a difference. So it can't just be someone, that you don't respect or there's no recourse, right? So you need some kind of person like that. Also, coaches are sometimes, they have these mindset tools to help you overcome your limiting beliefs or even false beliefs that you have. I can't do this. I don't have the time. Someone who can kick you in the shins and hold you not only accountable, then also support you from a mindset perspective. So make sure you have someone on the team like that. And then the fourth one is of experienced mentor or advisor, the exact person that I was missing on my journey of 12 unit. And these people do have the experience. They know the ins and outs of multifamily investing. That they may not be the greatest coach or accountability partner. That's okay. What you need is someone with experience. You need someone to give you live deal support. When you have a live deal, okay, I can give you the best course or training or anything like that, but every deal is going to be slightly different. And how are you going to navigate that, right? How do you know you're doing it right? How do you know you're underwriting it correctly? What if you're making a mistake? What if you're paying too much and you don't even know it? What if you get to doing due diligence and there's a crack in the foundation? Is that a major showstopper or is that manageable? How do you know? Right? What about the plumbing? What about this, that, and the other thing? If you don't have that experience, then you need someone on the team that can help you with that. So you need someone who's a subject matter expert on that team. And this is really where a mentor comes into play because they bring that experience. They have hundreds of units, maybe even thousands of units, seen it all. They've made their own mistakes. And so you absolutely need that kind of person on the team. So there you have it, the right support. Really getting your spouse and family on board, surrounding yourself with a community of like-minded entrepreneurs, having an accountability partner, a coach on your team, and then an experienced multifamily mentor advisor. Those are all very, very important things. And this is really how people who are successful, who do larger deals faster, that's how they do it. It's not rocket science. It's simply that they have the right support around them. We already talked about the first one, following the right system. And the next episode, we're going to talk about the third freedom accelerator, and that is having and being part of the right network, also very, very important. So in your own journey, check these boxes off. As you go about, make sure you're following the right system. So find someone out there you resonate with. Maybe you resonate with me and us. Then whoever that is, just go deep with that person and make sure that it's really worked for a variety number of people for long periods of time, and just go deep in that person and follow their checklist and their process. Number two, make sure that you surround yourself with the right support, like we talked about. And then in the next episode, of course, we'll talk about joining the right network, which is also critical if you want to do bigger deals faster. So again, if you want help in moving your journey forward, then book a call with us. We'd love to work with you, explore working with you. Just at themichaelblank.com/call. And let's help you scale your real estate investing. If you're more of a passive investing type, that's fine. Love to have a conversation with you on our investing company. It's called Nighthawk Equity. So just go to nighthawkequity.com/call, I believe. You'll see it. And just book a call with us there. We'd love to have a conversation. You can look at our portfolio, download some information around real estate syndications if you're new to that. Either way, we really want to help you become financially free with real estate. Catch you next time.